Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to NHL 18 franchise mode with your Quebec Nordiques. Yes, we are back here again to play the 2021 NHL playoffs. Now, during the 2020/2021 NHL regular season, the Quebec Nordiques had a record of 42 wins, 31 losses, and 9 overtime or shootout losses, which was good enough for third place in our division. Only just. Yes, the Colorado Avalanche had a record of 42, 32, and 8. They were 1 point away from tying us. They didn't make the playoffs, no wildcard spot, nothing. They missed the playoffs by 1 point. They're probably absolutely furious. But the Quebec Nordiques, we were only 1 point underneath the Chicago Blackhawks, who we are playing in the first round of this playoffs this year. So second to fourth place were all very much to play for. Towards the end of the season. The Nordiques, of course, we got the third spot, 93 points on the season. That was good enough for 13th place in the league. The Quebec Nordiques had a really poor second half of the season, ladies and gentlemen. It was really tough. We had injuries going on. We had a month where we only won like 2 or 3 games. We managed to get a couple of sort of overtime or shootout losses, but it was a really poor second half of the season for us. We just about limped into the playoffs, which is a lot different from our tying the President's Trophy winners last year. So it's interesting how much difference a year can make. But in terms of how our players did this year, 55 points was the top amount of points for 3 of our players, Larkin, Spooner and Shattenkirk. 53 points for Erik Karlsson. 51 points for Nick Ritchie. 47 for a slightly injured season for Taylor Hall. Only 74 games played this season. He struggled with injuries a bit. That's still not really good. He was almost a 30-goal scorer, but it wasn't quite what we wanted. 45 points for Sam Reinhart, 42 points for Andrei Burakovsky, 37 points for Lias Andersson, so that's not too bad. So we're hoping that this sort of collective points, kind of giving points to everyone, hopefully that works for us in the playoffs, and we don't need to rely on 1 or 2 players. But speaking of the playoffs, the 2021 playoff tree looks like this. We have the Chicago Blackhawks against the Quebec Nordiques, which is us. The Winnipeg Jets against the Edmonton Oilers, who are 1-0 up in their series. The Vancouver Canucks against the defending Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights, I might add. And the Calgary Flames against the Arizona Coyotes. Only in a video game would Arizona make the playoffs. Then in the Eastern Conference, we have Pittsburgh against Washington. It seems every single year that Pittsburgh and Washington, either in real life or in video games, has to go up against each other. Of course, Crosby and Ovi. Then we have the Hurricanes against the Islanders. The Islanders are allergic to winning playoff series. Then we have Tampa against Florida. Okay, so not too bad travel going on there. Quite easy travel costs and things to get to one place to another. Nice Florida matchup. And then the Montreal Canadiens against the New York Rangers, an original 6 matchup going there. So let's just quickly take a look at our team, because I know there's a few things. Oh, hello, team management. Wasn't really looking for that. I know there's a few things that we need to keep an eye on. One, Taylor Hall is currently... He has a playable injury, but we need to keep an eye on that. And Joonas Korpisalo, once again, is injured at the start of the playoffs. It wouldn't be a franchise mode with Odd Man Rush with the Quebec Nordiques if Joonas Korpisalo wasn't injured for the start of the playoffs, would it? So, I've decided to move Ritchie and Reinhart around, so... On the first line, we have Taylor Hall with Dylan Larkin and Nick Ritchie. Second line, Evgeny Svechnikov with Ryan Spooner and Sam Reinhart. Third line, Max Domi with Lias Andersson and Andrei Burakovsky. Fourth line with Tyler Pitlick, who we picked up at the trade deadline in exchange for Evgeny Dadonov. I think a few draft picks were chucked in as well. Chris Tierney and Austin Watson. Then defense, I just want to make a quick change here. Just to do that, I'll explain that in a moment. So we've got Brodin, Karlsson, Vatanen, Shattenkirk, Ekholm, Hamonic. The worst defensive pair for plus-minus last year was Vatanen and Hamonic, so I decided to move Ekholm down, so this second pair is 2 offensive defensemen. Hopefully they can get some clutch goals for us. Brodin and Karlsson, of course, they can score and shut down other teams. Then this bottom team, with a bottom pair with a defensive defenseman and a 2-way defender, should hopefully be able to shut things down a little bit more. So that's our defensive group. Then goaltenders, we've got Philip Grubauer. We signed him to a 4-year and average annual value $3 million a season contract. He's got to prove that he's worth that much money here, ladies and gents. And Vehevelainen, or something like that. I don't quite know. And then, so, scratched, we have Van der Sompel, Colton Sissons as the extra forward and defense, and then Korpisalo, who is injured. So, that's the lineups that we're going with. In our first season back in the NHL, we had a Western Conference Finals defeat against the then becoming Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues. Second year, it was a 7-game first-round exit by the Edmonton Oilers. Last year, year 3, it was a Western Conference Finals exit by the eventual Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights. I am not accepting anything less than a Stanley Cup Finals appearance, ladies and gentlemen. Stanley Cup Finals appearance or a Stanley Cup. We've got to have one or the other. I'm not accepting anything else because we've got a good enough team to do it. We've got a good enough team to get there and get the job done. We just need that chance. We just need the game to be a little bit fair to us, you know? So, we're going to start with the first round against the Chicago Blackhawks. You know how this goes, period by period sim, unless we are facing elimination or there is a 1-goal differential going into the third. So, we're going to the United Centre for Game 1 of our 2021 Stanley Cup run. Here we go, boys. Come on, Nordiques. You can do this, fellas. First period. Okay, so 2-0 lead to them. DeBrincat and Taves score on Philip Grubauer. Not the start we wanted, but there's still a chance to get it back. Score 2 goals in the second. Limit them to none. The game's right back where we started. Come on, boys. Second period. Okay, so they've added 3 more. 2 from Kane, 1 from Sard. Third period. Great. So we managed to get 3 back. Taylor Hall with a pair and Ryan Spooner with 1. But Schmaltz gets 1. It's a 6-3 victory for the Chicago Blackhawks in Game 1. So that was really bad, Grubauer. You know when I said I need you to prove to me that you're worth that money and you can step up? That's not the way to do it, mate. Just a thought. Just a thought. So, Game 2 at the United Centre. Let's see what we can do. So, let's just hold a team meeting. Sveshnikov, Vatanen and Hamonic love that response. Good, good. That's what I like to see. Okay, so here we go. Game 2. Let's do this. Did I press simulate? I think I did. Did I press simulate? Yes, I did. Larkin against Taves for the opening face-off. We take one here. If we win both games at home, we could be 3-1 up in this series. So, let's do it, boys. First period. Okay, no score after the first. We limited them to 4 shots in the first period. 13-4 in favour of Quebec. Tripling them up on shots at the moment. Come on, boys. Second period. Okay, good. 2-0 lead. Elias Anderson and Max Domi score on Corey Crawford. 29 shots to 13 in favour of Quebec. I'm going to risk it. Third period. Okay, good, good. A 3-0 shutout victory. Nick Ritchie gets 1. And we've taken the second game. Philip Grubauer, great bounce back game, buddy. Really appreciate that. Awesome. So let's go to Game 3 where we are playing at home. If we take both these games at home, we should be able to shut this down. Taylor Hall, 3 points in 2 games. So we have a player over a point per game. But now we move to Game 3. Here we go. I'm not wasting any time here, ladies and gents. We're doing fine. So, Taves against Anderson for the first playoff game in the 2021 playoffs at the Videotron Centre in Quebec. First period. Okay, it's a 3-1 game. Sveshnikov, Reinhardt and Larkin all score. Patrick Kane scores on Grubauer. 13 shots to 12 in favour of Quebec. Wow, that right face-off circle seems to be the place to try and shoot at Crawford because he can't quite stop him. Second period. Okay, we had another one. Tyler Pitlick on Anton Forsberg. So Crawford's out of the game by the looks of it. 24 shots to 18 in favour of Quebec. And let's risk it. We've got a 3-goal lead. And third period. There you go. They managed to get one back, but Spooner and Austin Watson had a couple more. A 6-2 victory for the Quebec Nordiques in Game 3. That's beautiful. Austin Watson, a goal and 2 assists. Sveshnikov, 2 points. Kevin Shattenkirk, 3 assists on the night. So we should have some players over a point per game so far. Taylor Hall, 4 points in 3 games. I assume there's a couple of others with 4 points as well. So let's move to Game 4 of the series. If we win this, we are 1 game away from going through to the second round. Here we go. Let's get both games at home. Let's go undefeated at home, fellas. Here we go. Schmaltz against Elias Anderson for the opening face-off of Game 4 of Round 1. First period. Okay, no score after the first. Only 2 shots on goal for the Chicago Blackhawks in that first period. If they win this game after that, then we have just not done good enough. 12 shots to us, over 6 times the amount of shots that Chicago had in the first period. We've got to win this game, fellas. Second period. Okay, so it's a 2-2 game. Brandon Sard and From score. Then Taylor Hall and Larkin tie the game up. 23 shots to 13 in favour of Quebec. We'll times 8 simulate the third. I think this is the first time we're doing this series. Come on, Quebec. Let's get this game-winning goal here, Nordiques. No, DeBrincat. Why? Oh, I didn't want DeBrincat to do that. So come on, Quebec. Let's tie this game up, fellas. Come on, Nordiques. We can take it to OT. Thank you, Andrei Burakovsky. Thank you, son. Tying that game up. Beautiful goal. And is there going to be one more goal? Nick Ritchie, what a goal! What an opportune goal by Nick Ritchie. I couldn't even finish my sentence. And Nick Ritchie, 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game, manages to get the game-winning goal. as we are one game away from the second round of the playoffs. Oh my word, this has gone well. And Eunice Korpisalo is back. You know what? We're going to give Grubauer credit here. Grubauer, you are going to stay as our starting goaltender for this game. Let Korpisalo heal up properly. I think Grubauer deserves a chance to shut this series down in 5 games. Let's do it. Here we go. Back at the United Centre. Let's do this, Quebec Nordiques. Grubauer, don't let me down. Taves against Larkin for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, it's a 1-1 game. Taylor Hall scores 37 seconds left in the period, and DeBrincat gets one on Korpisalo. Okay, Korpisalo's playing, apparently. 12 shots to 8 in favour of Chicago. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. This is a close game. 21 shots to 18 in favour of Quebec. Shut the series down here, Nordiques. Here we go. Times 8 simulation for the third. Come on, Nordiques. Let's shut the series down. Andrei Burakovsky with another key goal. His second key goal in 2 games. Oh, and Sam Reinhart adds one onto the list as well. Why not? Let's just get all the goals, fellas. Why not? 3-1 in favour of Quebec. They have a power play. They don't score on it, so that works well for us. And as the game comes to an end, the Quebec Nordiques are through to the second round of the playoffs. In 5 games as well. Eunice Korpisalo only allowing 1 goal in his return. Burakovsky and Taylor Hall each adding a goal. So a bit of depth scoring there for us. Taylor Hall, 7 points in 5 games. Ooh. Max Domi is out. He's out with back spasms. He's back on the 1st of May. Interesting. So if we bring Chris Tierney up and play him on the 3rd line, then we should be able to bring in Colton Sissons and drop him in the 4th. Colton Sissons is a pretty decent depth player for us, actually. So 7 points in 5 games for Taylor Hall. We've managed to get the job done. So if we've done it in 5 games, so then game 6 would be the 25th, game 7 would be the 27th. Let's go to the 28th and see if anybody turns back up. We can see who's made it through to the next round. Andrew Kopp's back for Laval. That's nice, even though they're out of the playoffs. Oh, we're against the Winnipeg Jets. So we're going up. Oh, and Max Domi's back. Perfect. So if we bring Colton Sissons back out, Christiani, he's been a solid depth player for us, Christiani. I do like keeping a hold of him, actually. So Max Domi's back in the lineup. If we go up to the game against Winnipeg, so Winnipeg won in 5 games in their series also. So 2 5-game series going up against each other. The Vancouver Canucks are playing against the Arizona Coyotes. The Coyotes made it out of the first round. Wow, Vegas got taken out in the first round by Vancouver. Then on the other side, the Habs are playing the Panthers and the Hurricanes are playing the Capitals. Okay, interesting. Let's just check in with all of our players. Let's see who's producing and who isn't in the playoffs. That was the regular season stats, Odd Man Rush. What are you playing at, son? I don't quite know, let's be honest. So, player stats. Let's just take a look at our team. So, 7 points for Dylan Larkin as well. So, this first line is clicking. 6 points for Nick Ritchie. That first line, definitely clicking. Eric Carlson, only 2 points in 5 games. The Blackhawks managed to shut him down quite nicely. Max Domi with 2 points as well. Shattenkirk's going a point per game. Sveshnikov 4 points. Anderson 4 points as well. Spooner 3 points. Okay, do we have any minus players on this team? No, we have a couple of just +1s, which is Pitlick, Carlson and Domi. I don't think there were any more there. No, but other than that, we're doing all right. So that's pretty decent, fellas. That is actually really good. Nice job, fellas. So, round 2, we are up against the Winnipeg Jets. Will we take it? I'm not quite sure. Let's see what happens. Actually, let's hold a team meeting first. Let's hold a team meeting and make sure we know what's going on. Good, good. Whether it's game 1 or game 7. Vatanen and Hamonic, they like it. They like what I'm saying, so that's good. Perfect. So, the Winnipeg Jets went 46, 28 and 8. They won our conference this season. Can we take them out? I guess we'll find out. Right, so let's do this. Game 1 against the Winnipeg Jets. Let's do this. Game 1 of round 2 at the MTS Centre in Winnipeg. Roslovic against Spooner for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. We can do this, boys. First period. Okay, good. 1-0 lead. Dylan Larkin scores on Connor Hellebuck. However, 12 shots to 8 in favour of Winnipeg, the Winnipeg Jets. Come on, boys. Let's get the insurance marker. Second period. Okay, it's a 2-2 game. Scheifele and Line score and Spooner scores on Hellebuck. 26 shots to 14 in favour of Winnipeg. It's times 8 simulate the third period. Oh, excuse me. That was really rude. Hopefully that'll help us towards a victory. Maybe the burp will power them through. Taylor Hall gets the tie-breaking goal. That's useful. Current game-winning goal in the game. Can we hold on, Nordiques? I hope we can. Power play. Oh, it would have been nice to get an insurance marker there because I know they have a chance of coming back. But it doesn't matter. Yes, the Quebec Nordiques win game 1, 3-2. Taylor Hall with 2 points. Corpusalo the second star, and Shifley with a goal makes him the third star of the game. That's good. 9 points in 6 games for Taylor Hall. Dylan Larkin added another goal as well. So we take 1 in Winnipeg. If we take this 1 in Winnipeg, we can maybe sweep them at home. How crazy would that be? So let's do this. Let's do this. Game 2. Not wasting any time. Here we go. Johnson against Nick Ritchie for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's do this in game 2. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 14 shots to 6 in favour of Quebec, over doubling them up. Come on, boys. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. 21 shots to 15. A very defensive / goaltending matchup so far. Times they simulate the third period. 1 goal he's got to break at some point. And it turns out it's Corpusalo as Shifley scores the opening goal of the game. Come on, power play. Let's tie this up. There you go, Ryan Spooner. Good job, son. So the game is tied. 31 shots on goal so far for the Nordiques. A power play. Good kill. Good kill, Nordiques. Come on, let's get this game-winning goal here, Quebec, before the end of regulation. Can we do it? No, we cannot. So we go to overtime. 36 shots, I should say, to 22 in favour of Quebec. If we can't get this game in overtime, then we don't deserve to win this game. I mean, we've had 36 shots on goal. We've been throwing the shots at Connor Hellebuck, but he's been stopping all of them but 1. Here we go in overtime. Come on, let's take a 2-0 series lead here, Nordiques. Get this win, Quebec. You know you want to. Come on, Nordiques. Let's win this game in Winnipeg. Power play, 5-on-3, 5-on-4. How did we not score on that? Come on, Nordiques. Doesn't matter. There we go. Evgeny Sveshnikov. There you go. 7:40 left in the overtime period. The 45th shot in the game. And the Quebec Nordiques have a 2-0 series lead so far over the Winnipeg Jets. The Vancouver Canucks have a 2-0 series lead. All of them are 2-0 series leads. 9 points in 7 games for Taylor Hall. Almost a goal a game for him. Oh, scouting assignment. Let's go defenseman in the OHL for 2 weeks, shall we? Sounds good. Okay, so Quebec against Winnipeg. We're at home. We are undefeated at home so far this playoffs. Let's see if we can make that continue. Here we go. Game 3 at the Videotron Centre. The first game at home for the Nordiques in round 2. Larkin against Roslovic for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's make it 3-0 in front of your home fans. First period. Okay, good. 2-0 lead. Tyler Pitlick, the depth player, gets a goal, and Erik Karlsson. I think that's his first of the... That's the first of the series, definitely. 9 shots to 7 in favour of Quebec. Come on, boys. Second period. Okay, 3-0. Erik Karlsson scores a second of the game and the series. 25 shots to 18. I'm going to risk it, boys. Third period. Okay, they get one back, but Larkin and Vatanen score. Blake Wheeler gets one, and it's a 5-1 victory for the Quebec Nordiques. Corpusalo, the first star. Erik Karlsson, a pair of goals. And Tyler Pitlick with a goal as well. I think Pitlick got the game-winning goal as well, so that's good. 10 points in 8 games for Taylor Hall. Got a player over a point per game. Got some player morale stuff going on here. What's up, guys? Sam Reinhart, how's it going, bud? You've been underperforming. The numbers are black and white. Oh, good. He responded well to that. Then we'll have a quick chat with the team. We have to put this series behind us and move on to the Western Conference Finals. So, 3 out of the 4 series could still end in a sweep. Can we sweep the Winnipeg Jets here? Let's find out. I'm going to go times 8 simulation for this, actually, folks. Let's see if we can shut this down at home. Lowry against Spooner for the opening face-off. The first shot of the game goes to Winnipeg. An early power play for them, but we kill it off. Well done, boys. Only had 1 shot on goal. That's not too good for us. Managed to kill off another power play, so that's good. Come on, Quebec. Let's get some more shots on goal here, please, fellas. Last 5 minutes of the first period. Is somebody going to score early or late in the first? Doesn't look like it. So, the end of the first period. 13 shots to 10 in favour of Quebec, but no score. Going to the second period. Can the sweep still happen, folks? I think it can. That would mean we will have only lost 1 game so far this playoffs. Against Winnipeg, good. We kill off the penalty there. Good. Come on, Quebec. Let's get this opening goal, boys. Get it at home in front of your home fans. They're calling for it. They need it. They deserve it. 4 years we've gotten very close. There you go. Elias Anderson. 39 seconds left in the second period. Our 20th shot of the game. 20 shots to 17. It's a 1-0 lead to Quebec. Here we go for the third period. Can we get that insurance marker? Can we hold on? Taylor Hall with the insurance marker. That's what we like to see here in Quebec. the Videotron Centre. We are still undefeated at the Videotron Centre this playoffs. We've lost one game the entire playoffs so far, which is boding us very well going into the Western Conference Finals. As it looks like Winnipeg Jets, terribly sorry folks, but we're going to have to sweep you in the second round. Korpisalo, of course, getting the first star. Lias Andersson with the game-winning goal. Beautiful effort there, gentlemen. That's what I like to see. Christiani has got an injured arm. He'll be back May 11th. Hopefully, he'll be back for the next series, though, because we are done for Series 2. So that's pretty decent. I'm quite happy with that. Colton Citizens will bring you in anyway. Back with your old teammate. Also, a sweep for Vancouver, so we're playing the Vancouver Canucks in the next round. And the other two ones have gone to at least 5 games. Okay, so if we just simulate a couple of days, let's just simulate up to the 10th. See if all of the series are done by then. We're 8-1 in the playoffs. Christiani is back. Well, that's perfect. That solved our problem quite nicely. So, sorry, Colton Citizens, you didn't exactly get a chance to play, but Christiani is a better player than you are. So there we go. So we get to the 10th. Oh, the series still haven't been decided, so one of them's gone on a lot longer than we thought. Okay, we'll stop the simulation here. The Western Conference Finals against the Vancouver Canucks. The 8-3 Vancouver Canucks come up against the 8-1 Quebec Nordiques. And the other Western Conference Final is the Capitals against the Habs. So the Capitals have made it to the Conference Finals. The Habs have made it through to the Conference Finals. It's a lot different than the NHL this year. Korpisalo against Hamonic, or no, Korpisalo and Hamonic, I should say, get the positive morale. So, we are 8 wins away from a Stanley Cup, ladies and gents. Game 1 in Vancouver. Let's do this. They weren't that much better than us in the regular season. Christiani against Sven Betsky for the opening face-off of the Western Conference Finals between the Quebec Nordiques and the Vancouver Canucks. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 9 shots to 8 in favour of Vancouver. Come on, Nordiques. Second period. Okay, so 2-1 game to us. Anderson and Hall score. Horvat scores on Korpisalo. 18 shots to 15 in favour of Vancouver. We'll times 8 simulate the third period. It's a 1-goal differential. Can we get that insurance marker, Quebec? Nope. Nolan Patrick scores on Korpisalo. So we know where Nolan Patrick went in the first draft this year. A 5-on-3 power play. Kill it off. Well done, Nordiques. Don't get yourselves in that position again, but nice job killing off that 5-on-3. Okay, the period is coming to an end. It looks like we are going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen, in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. 37 shots to 22 in favour of Vancouver. Here we go. Come on, Nordiques. Let's take this in OT. Come on, Quebec. You know you want to. Come on, Nordiques. Get some shots on goal here, fellas. You're not getting any shots on goal here, Nordique. Come on, Nordiques. Let's do this. Shots on goal. Good. Get some more. We can win this in OT. There you go. Nick Ritchie. They were piling on the shots in overtime, and Joonas Korpisalo was making every single save. There you go. Nick Ritchie takes Game 1, the overtime winner, against Thatcher Demko and the Vancouver Canucks. 12 points in 10 games for Taylor Hall. We have only lost 1 game this entire playoff so far. Game 2 in Vancouver, Rogers Place, I believe. No, is it Rogers Place? Canadian Tire Centre? I can't remember. Who cares? Brock Besser against Dylan Larkin for the opening face-off of Game 2. Come on, Nordiques. If we take this, we can maybe sweep them. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 10 shots to 5 in favour of Quebec, so doubling them up. Second period. Okay, they get the first goal of the game. Brandon Sutter scores on Korpisalo. 21 shots to 16 in favour of Quebec. Times 8 simulate the third. Can we pull this game back? They've got a power play. They've got a long power play by the looks of it. They managed to score. Kyle Palmieri scores on the long power play. Not surprised. Gave him a power play for like 10 minutes. Power play for us. There you go. Sam Reinhart scores. A power play. Can we get another goal? Come on, boys. Oh, they kill it off. We get 1 back. It's late in the game. And there you go. So the Vancouver Canucks take Game 2, 2-1. Our second loss of the entire playoffs comes in Game 2. Demko, Palmieri, and Sutter get the game's 3 stars. So, Christiani's been injured with a pulled groin. That's a pain in the arse. But we've got Colton Citizens that can drop in and maybe help us out. So we're going home with a tied series. It's 1-1 after 2 games. We are undefeated so far on home ice. If we can continue that, we can go through and shut it down in Vancouver in Game 5. So the WHL, we scouted forwards, I assume. Let's scout defensemen for 2 weeks there as well. Okay, so Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. We're at Quebec. We're in Quebec in the Videotron Centre. Let's do this. Horvat against Larkin for the opening face-off of Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. Come on, Nordiques. The home fans want this. First period. Okay, it's a 1-0 lead to them. Kyle Palmieri scores on Corpusalo. 13 shots to 12 in favour of Vancouver. Second period. Okay, good. 3 goals. Anderson, Reinhardt and Domi all score on Thatcher Demko. A 3-1 lead. What a second period, boys. I'm going to risk it. And third period. There you go. A 4-1 victory. An empty net goal by Andrei Burakovsky puts the final nail in the coffin. Lias Anderson with 3 points in the game. What a career game he had there in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. 13 points in 12 games for Dylan Larkin. We are 2-1 up in this series. If we take this game, we can shut this down in 5 games and move on to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in franchise history. Here we go. Let's not waste any time, ladies and gents. We've got this. Bo Horvat against Colton Sissons for the opening face-off in the Videotron Centre in Quebec. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, they take the lead again. Sven Bertsky scores with just over 2 minutes left in the first period. 10 shots to 8 in favour of Quebec. Come on, boys. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. 20 shots to 14 in favour of Quebec. We are undefeated at home this entire playoff so far, Nordiques. Let's do it again. Let's get another goal. Let's tie it up. So as the period winds down, come on, Nordiques. Come on, tie this game up, Quebec. You know you want to. Come on, Nordiques. You can do this. You can tie this game up. Do not get shut out in this game. Do not let them bounce back with a shutout. Late in the game. Come on, Nordiques. Tie this. No, it's an empty net goal by Sven Bertsky. And a 2-0 victory for the Vancouver Canucks. The series is tied going back to Vancouver. Our first home ice loss this entire playoffs. Good thing is Christiani's back from injury. Are there any changes we can make to maybe jumpstart our offense? Max Domi, you're going on the second line. Larkin's playing well. That first line's playing okay. And Austin Watson, I'm going to try you on the third line, actually. Just mix it up a little bit. Okay, let's see if this works, boys. Just made a few small changes there. May as well make them now. The series is tied. So, Game 5 in Vancouver. Both teams have taken a game, both home and away. Larkin against Nolan Patrick for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 12 shots to 8 in favour of Vancouver. Nordiques, you can do this, boys. Second period. Okay, good. Nick Ritchie scores on Thatcher Demko. 24 shots to 16 in favour of Vancouver. Times 8 simulate the third. Come on, Nordiques. Let's get this insurance marker. Power play for them. Good kill. We need that insurance marker here, Nordiques, or they're gonna score a goal. I can feel it. Oh, wow. Nice kill, fellas. Nordiques, oh, another power play. Kill it off, fellas. Good lads. Wow, 3 penalty kills this third period. Can we hold on for the victory? Yes, we can. A 1-0 shutout. There you go, Vancouver Canucks. You shut us out at home. We take revenge and shut you out. Nick Ritchie with the game-winning goal. The only goal of the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in franchise history. Can we do it? I think so. We're at home. We've only lost 1 game out of, what, 5 at home? Let's do this. Sutter against Larkin for the opening face-off. Boys, we've got to do this at home. Shut it down. First period. Okay, they score. Bo Horvat scores. About 15 minutes left in the period. 14 shots to 7 in favour of Vancouver. They're doubling us up on shots. Come on, Nordiques. We've got to do this. The fans are calling for a Stanley Cup final appearance here, Quebec. Let's show them that we can do it. Second period. Okay, it's a 3-1 game. Nick Holden scores. Sven Bertsky scores again. Nick Ritchie adds 1. 24 shots to 15. We'll times 8 simulate just in case we can come back in this game. Okay, Nikolai Goldobin adds another. If they make it 5-1, I'll just sim the rest of the period. I don't think we're going to come back in this one. We can't take a shot to save our lives by the looks of it. We're going to Game 7, ladies and gentlemen. Game 7 in Vancouver. We have won more games in Vancouver than out of Vancouver. A 5-1 loss against the Canucks in Game 6. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. 15 points in 15 games for Dylan Larkin, 11 assists. Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. We've been here several times where we've lost to this team and then they've gone to win the Stanley Cup. It's our turn. It's our turn, Quebec. Let's show them that we deserve it. Here we go. Times they simulate the entire game. Horvat against Anderson for the opening face-off. Tyler Pitlick, first shot of the game, first goal. Beautiful effort, son. Power play for us. Ben Hutton scores. That's a pain in the arse. Come on, Quebec. Come on, Quebec. Let's get that tie-breaking goal again. Do not let them take the lead in this game. We deserve it more than they do. We've been waiting. We've gotten here several times. At the end of the first period, 10 shots to 8 in favour of Quebec. Into the second period. Come on, boys. Come on, Quebec. You can do this, fellas. I believe in you. I believe in you, Quebec. We've got to get that tie-breaking goal here, Nordiques. No! Kyle Palmieri scores. Come on, Quebec. Tie this game up, boys. Tie this game up before the end of the second. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem here. Come on, Nordiques. You can do it. Tie this game up. Tie this game up, fellas. We go to the third period. 1 goal down against the Vancouver Canucks. Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. 23 shots to 19 in favour of Quebec. Can they do it? Taylor Hall, Dylan Larkin, you've got to score some goals for us. Nick Ritchie, get some clutch goals. Korpisalo, do not allow a single other goal. Whether we take it to the third period or overtime, our key players have to step up. It's your chance here, Quebec. Make it count. Here we go, third period. Come on, Quebec Nordiques. Ties up power play. Power play. Good kill. Come on, Nordiques. Tie this game up, Quebec. Nordiques. Yes, Taylor Hall. Good job, son. Good job, Taylor Hall. Come on, get the tie-breaking goal here, Nordiques. Get it before OT. You know what we're like with overtimes. Come on, Quebec. Power play for them. Power play for them. Good kill. Good kill. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We go to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. 37 shots to 30 in favour of the Quebec Nordiques. We go to overtime in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. Everything is on the line here. Korpisalo, you've got to stand tall for the rest of this game. No more goals allowed for you, son. You've allowed 2 already. You've done your part. Taylor Hall, Dylan Larkin, Eric Carlson, get us a goal and win this game to take us through to the finals. You have to do it. Here we go. Come on. Come on, you can do it, Nordiques. Come on, Nordiques, you can do this. Win this game, Quebec. I believe in you. Let's go to the finals. Let's play power play. Power play. Oh, we couldn't score on the power play. Come on, Nordiques. Power play for them. No, kill it. Thank you. Come on, Nordiques. You can do this, boys. Take it to the Stanley Cup finals. We go to double overtime. Oh, this is stressful as fuck, ladies and gentlemen. 49 shots to 41 in favour of Quebec. We have got to go to the Stanley Cup finals here, Quebec. We are that close. 1 goal will be the difference. Here we go. Come on, Nordiques. Come on, power play for them. No, kill it. Yes! Yes! Sam Reinhart does it! And we're through to the Stanley Cup finals. I thought when it showed a power play for them, we weren't going to do it. But he did it! Sam Reinhart, you struggled earlier in this playoffs, but you've done it. I love you, Sam Reinhart. I love you! Jonas Korpisalo, the first star of the game. He didn't allow another goal after the second period. That's exactly what we needed. And the Quebec Nordiques have made it through to the Stanley Cup finals. Who are we playing? We are playing OV. We're playing OV and the Washington Capitals in the Stanley Cup finals. Oh my God, this is stressful. I said I wouldn't accept anything less than a Stanley Cup finals appearance. I'm glad that the players could get it done for me. So, we are the best team in the Western Conference this season. The Quebec Nordiques and the Washington Capitals. Game 1 of the series. Let's go. Let's go. In Washington. Let's take game 1 here, boys. Kuznetsov against Chris Tierney for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's go all the way. Let's win the cup. Why not? First period. Okay, wow. It's a 3-0 lead to them. Joffrey Lupul, Marcus Johansson, and Nicholas Backstrom. Okay. So I don't think we're going to be able to take game 1 here, folks. 13 shots to 6 in favour of Washington. Second period. Okay, we managed to get 1 back. Austin Watson scores on Holtby. 21 shots to 15. We'll times out simulate the third period. If it goes to 4-1, then we'll just sim the rest of the period. A power play for us. Can we get anything on it? No. Okay, fair dues. I'm not really expecting to come back here, considering we allowed 3 goals in the first. Ovi scores 1, then Oshie gets another. And that's all she wrote, folks. That is all she wrote. So, game 1 didn't quite help us out. Let's edit our lines. We had to make a few changes against Vancouver. Let's see if we can change a few things back. So, Reinhardt, I'm going to stick you on the second line. Burakovsky, you need to get some points against your old team. Sveshnikov, I'm going to stick you back on the second line as well. Yeah, I think that's what we'll have to do there. We'll do that. Let's see what happens. So, game 1 we lose in quite convincing fashion. A 5-1 loss against the Capitals. Game 2, completely different game. Let's do this. In Washington again, at the Verizon Center. Let's do this, boys. Larkin against Backstrom for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's take 1 in Washington. First period. Okay, good. 2-0 lead. Carlson finally getting himself a goal. And Dylan Larkin. Lovely job, son. 17 shots to 11 in favour of Quebec. Let's hold this lead. Maybe get a few more, boys. Second period. Okay, good. A 4-0 lead. Ekholm and Spooner. They score on Arundel. So they've changed their goaltender. Arundel, of course, sounds like somewhere from Game of Thrones if you put the two names together. 35 shots at the end of the second period. And third period. Okay, so they beat the shutout, but it doesn't matter. We take 1 game against Washington in Washington. Travis Hamnick, a pair of assists, the first star of the game. Fair play. Good job, son. So, 17 points in 18 games for Dylan Larkin. Either him or Korpisalo will probably be the Conn Smythe finalists for our team. Let's scout defensemen in the USA for 2 months as well to make sure we get some defensemen on our board. So, we're at home. Our first ever Stanley Cup final home game. If we win this, we're 2-1 up in the series. So let's do this, boys. Let's do this. Here we go. So, against the Caps. Tierney against Backstrom for the opening face-off. Do this for your home fans, Quebec. I know you want to. First period. Okay, it's a 1-1 game. Vrana scores and Ritchie scores on Holtby. 12 shots to 11 in favour of the Caps. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. 27 shots to 15 in favour of Quebec, though. Didn't get many shots on goal there. But Sveshnikov gets a goal to break the tie. Beautiful, son. That's perfect. But then Jay Beagle scores. Okay, fair enough. Power play for us. Can we score? Nope. Okay, we can't score on the power play. Fair enough. Come on, let's just make sure we get this tie-breaking goal here, Quebec. Before the end of regulation would be ideal. But if we have to go to overtime, let's see what happens. The final minute of the game. Right, so we go to OT in game number 3. 33 shots to 27 in favour of the Caps. Whoever wins this game will take a 2-1 series lead. We're home. Let's do it. Come on, Nordiques. Let's take this win. Power play early. Power play. Oh, come on. You need to score on that power play, boys. And there you go. So, Jay Beagle scores the 2 last goals for the Capitals. And they have taken a 2-1 series lead. 17 points in 19 games for Larkin. This isn't working out here, boys. Gonna make some line changes. I've got to do it. We don't want to lose in the finals here, fellas. So, actually, Max Domi, I'm going to stick you up here. Sveshnikov, you're going to play second line time. And Ritchie, you're going to play first line time again. Mix this up. Mix this up. Maybe Max Domi can score some clutch goals for us. Taylor Hall hasn't scored in ages. Game number 4. We need to win this game to tie this series up. Let's see what happens, boys. So, Backstrom against Tierney for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Tie this series up. First period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game. Ovechkin and Lupul score. Burakovsky scores on Holtby, his old team. 13 shots to 8 in favour of Washington. Excuse me. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. 23 shots to 17. Times 8 simulation. Come on, Nordiques. You've got to come back in this game, fellas. Come on, Nordiques. Come on, Quebec. Tie this game up and then get that game winner. Tie this game up, Quebec. We're not going 3-1 down in this series, boys. Come on, Nordiques. Tie this game up. Power play for the Caps. And Ovechkin manages to get the insurance marker. That's going to be too much for the Quebec Nordiques. We are 3-1 down in the Stanley Cup Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Our 4th season back in the league. We are down 3 games to 1. We're going to need a crazy comeback here if we want to win this. It's possible. Going to go best lines, see what happens. Let's see what changes. Okay. Game number 5 of the series. Can we hold on to a Game 6? Then can we hold on to a Game 7? Then can we hold on to a Game... Well, then can we hold on to a Game 7? Then can we win? Let's find out. Times 8 simulation for the entire game. Let's just look at the goals. We don't care about anything else. Here we go. In Washington again. We took one game in Washington. Okay. So we had a power play early in the game. Nothing happening. We're limiting them on shots though, so that's good. Let's keep it that way. We're getting loads of shots on goal. They finally managed to add another one. And Marcus Johansson on their third shot of the game manages to get it. And Marcus Johansson again. So it's a 2-0 lead for the Washington Capitals. Don't bow out here, Quebec Nordiques. You're not done yet. You're not done in 5 games. You can't be. Come on. Second period. Come on, Nordiques. You're not out of this yet. You're not out of this. Holtby isn't that good. Holtby isn't that good. Come on. Let's get 1 goal in the second. 5-on-3 power play. How did we not score on that? Come on, Nordiques. Come on, just get 1 before the end of the second. We can tie it early in the third. Quebec, you've got to try here, boys. You've got to try. 20 shots to 13 in favour of Quebec. It all comes down to this, Nordiques. You're going to tie this game up and take the victory, or you're going to let the Capitals win. It's up to you. Dylan Larkin less than a minute into the period. Good man, good man. Do not let them score. Fuck, TJ Oshie. Come on, power play, scored it. Yes, Sami Vatanen. We're within 1. Come on, tie this game up, Quebec. You're not getting any shots on goal here, boys. Quebec, tie this game up. You haven't had a shot on goal in like 10 minutes. You're not taking any shots. You don't want to win. You don't want to tie this game. You finally had a shot on goal. You finally had a shot on goal 12 minutes after your last one. And that's it. The Quebec Nordiques have lost in 5 games in the Stanley Cup final to the Washington Capitals. Once again, we lose to the eventual Stanley Cup champion, Marcus Johansson, with a pair of goals, which are a load of bollocks if you ask me. But that's all she wrote, ladies and gents. TJ Oshie with the cup-winning goal. Congratulations to the Washington Capitals for winning the San Jose Barracuda as well, winning their game. But unfortunately, the Quebec Nordiques, they couldn't do it. They didn't have what it took to win the Stanley Cup. We came so close, yet so far. Next season, we've got to win the Cup. It will be our 5th year back in the league. It's Stanley Cup or bust, ladies and gentlemen. Any retired players on our roster? Adam McQuaid has decided to call it a day at 72 years old, 34 years old. Any goaltenders calling it a day? Didn't think so. So Adam McQuaid, he very much became a depth player for us. He dropped massively. Decided to call it a day. Who else called it a day? Henrik Sedin, Jason Spezza, Thomas Vanek. Are there any Washington Capitals players here that decided to call it a day? Doesn't look like it. No, not a single Washington Capitals player has decided to call it a day. So fair enough. Fair enough. So let's just go back up the list again and double check some of them. So Sedin, Spezza, Thomas Vanek, Jason Pominville, Mike Camilleri, Thomas Plekanec, Chris Kunitz, played till 41 years old, Alice Hemsky, Louis Eriksson, managed to beat them in 7 games, Zdeno Chara, Filppula. Filppula's retired. Thank you for your help with the franchise, Valtteri Filppula. Really appreciate it. Managed to finish with 600 points. It's pretty respectable. So those are the retired players. We're going to go to the draft. I'm not quite sure what draft picks we have again. I'll have to take a look at that. But it's a bitter defeat for the Quebec Nordiques. In their 4 seasons in the NHL, they've managed to make the Western Conference Finals twice, a first-round exit once, and the Stanley Cup Finals once. Next year, ladies and gentlemen, will be our 5th year in the league. It's Stanley Cup or bust, ladies and gents. It is Stanley Cup or bust. So yes, I'm going to end this episode here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.